Episode. I got my needles in my bracelet.
Oh, good, just read it out.
What's the line?
Bring it over.
Okay, quick.
Do it in the Gwen voice.
Oh, do the Gwen voice.
Oh, I can't do the Gwen voice.
Nobility is defined by what you do, not by who you are. Oh, I remember that one. That was a good line, actually. That was quite an important line in the context of the show and the character, wasn't it?
Of course.
Yeah, I remember that scene. Next question. Yes.
What are your favourite
Tom,
films?
this is what you do, Tom, right?
Thank you. For all three of you, what are your favourite filming locations in Merlin and why?
Okay, this is like a game show. Compiègne, because you're in France, and France is great because you get cheese and bread and stuff. No, seriously, because Wales is really cold and you're in this really crappy studio, and it really is just a big, massive warehouse, which they were too scabby to build a proper studio, and they just build a load of sets. Well, it's true. And they're in France, and we're in this really big castle. And actually, the funny thing about France was, as I was saying with Tom, part of the reason why we came back this year was genuinely because we're in France and all the fans. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Twitter man is Welsh, in case you didn't know.
Nice.
Oh, there are some sheep in the room.
But yeah, no, genuinely, part of the reason why I didn't, we both came back was because it was really cool. You got to meet people in France and went, oh, this is quite interesting, because when you're in Wales, you're in the back of this industrial estate and you're quite isolated, and suddenly you realise people really like what you're doing in the show, and it's also, you're in a big castle. So,
There is one, it's called Neath Abbey.
Yes.
I guess used a lot. We have a lot of locations that we use a lot in the show.
Well, she's got to make Welsh sound.
No, but no, Neath Abbey is, there's a bit in episode 2, is it? Sifa and Ruiden, and they have that little chat, he dies. That location there, it's in Margam Park in Wales, and that's pretty cool. But they tend not to use it as much,
Right.
or use it a lot, as we tend to do. It's mostly just trees and mud.
We have a location called Forest Fower, and I've never spent so much time in one forest. That forest is used so much, like we've used that for so many locations. So they do use the same ones a lot. I'm trying to think of my favourite one. I think when it's warm I like Treffle, which is...
We don't have a
not
favourite one,
important.
because it was really cold. We had a really crap day. Actually, is that episode 5 when we found that thing and we're stuck there?
No, 6.
That's it. Yeah. So next week, there's an episode where we all go on a bit of a quest. Am I allowed to say that?
Some people are closing their eyes because they don't know.
Come on, we go on a quest every episode. You know what I mean? It's not a massive spoiler. I probably couldn't even tell you what we were questing for, because I genuinely prefer to not know. And then like, what episode are we doing? What?
Apparently we need to stand in front of the screen because we're a bit
Why?
dark.
We're a bit dark.
But now we're like blind.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, that was a great idea. What the hell was I talking about? Yes, episode 6, right? It was really, really cold and we all hated it. It was literally the most miserable 2 weeks of our entire lives. And it's probably going to look like it's really warm and sunny, and we all hated it. Just so you know. So when you watch episode 6, we're genuinely in pain.
Okay.
I mean, I went with the cloaks and the armies and...
Yeah, it's horrendous.
It was, yeah.
What's good about that is that we were supposed to be, weren't we? We're in some horrible place where we just wanted to get out of it, and we literally did. It was terrible. Next question. Hello.